Hey everybody, Harry here to talk about the convening of the Fulton County Grand Jury that we expect to indict Donald Trump and many more. Okay, so first point that you'll remember, Fani Willis in Fulton County had a special grand jury sit for a year or so and went through all the evidence and gave her a report. That report recommended the indictment of many people. We have a sense of how many. We have some teasing hints of who they are. You may recall that the foreperson of that jury had a kind of 15-minute little brush with fame where she doled out certain snippets, but we could tell pretty well, first of all, a lot of people, and that almost certainly means there are people who are on the ground in Georgia who tried to steal the Georgia election. And then there are people, but it goes to the Oval Office most importantly, almost certainly to Trump. Giuliani was told he is a target, and the basic scheme, the sort of centerpiece of it was that call to Brad Raffensperger that said, I just need 11,780 votes. So it's Trump trying to strong arm and browbeat Georgia officials into illegally changing the result of the election in Georgia. That's a violation of many potential laws in Georgia. We've heard everything from a sort of small conspiracy to subvert the election to a large RICO claim indicting Trump and many others as a whole sort of corrupt business. We'll find out what she decides to do. But the second point, big news, yesterday on July 11th, the grand jury that we expect will recommend an indictment against Trump and many others was convened. They took some 96 people. They selected 2 grand juries. Both of those will begin hearing other cases, but then one will proceed to hear all the Trump charges. They don't have to repeat the whole year-long process. They can just put an agent or someone in the room to summarize things and lay it all out for the new grand jury. And the timeline, not just from the fact they're sitting, but also from a few notices that Fani Willis, the DA, has given about security and the like in the courtroom. We really expect to be in the first couple weeks in August, so 2-3 weeks from now. So the people who we expect to recommend to Willis to bring an indictment, well, after they hear the presentation from the prosecutors, and then present what's called a true bill, and then give up to the judge, at which point the people will be indicted, are now sitting. And as I've said, there's a lot of possible evidence and sort of sprawling to bite-size possible proportions of the case. We know that Willis has heard from many people, including outside of Georgia. Lindsey Graham, for instance, is one, but also some electors from states other than Georgia. So we'll have to see which way she's going. And a very important point is how, if at all, she'll try to coordinate with Jack Smith, who may himself be readying new charges, and there would be an immediate question of jockeying, who goes first, and the like. We'll find that out too, and may be influencing Jack Smith's timing, and he may try to come to market first, so to have a sort of sweat equity pole position argument that he should go first. Typically, the federal government does go first, but it's not a hard and fast rule. So here you have it, really one big concrete step closer to a big indictment of Trump and others, to include at least Giuliani, maybe Mark Meadows, in Fulton County, Georgia, the grand jury that will hear evidence about it, and that we can expect to recommend an indictment to issue in 2 or 3 weeks is now sitting. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.